Hey everybody and welcome to Chairman of the Board. Today I'm talking about a game that's flown very much under the radar called Xi'an. Now Xi'an is a Euro style game for 2 to 4 players. It takes about an hour or so to play and it's based on building the terracotta army. So if you don't know about this, it's basically these clay statues that are in China that were discovered. Basically this false army is very, very interesting if you want to look up on it, which I thought was a very, very cool theme. The game uses lots of mechanisms that I really, really enjoy, such as worker placement, area control, hand management, and set collection. Now, from that, it sounds like there's a lot going on, but the cool thing about this game is that it manages all those mechanisms in a very streamlined way. There's no convolution here at all, which I'm very, very impressed with. So the core way the game works is that you're going to draw 4 cards off the top of your deck, and those cards have lots of vital information on them. And you're going to use those cards, you're going to place those 4 cards in 2 piles of 2. And basically you're going to use one of those cards per pair as the initiative, basically how fast you're going to get to take your action. And the other one you're going to get the reward, which is on the card. And those can be kind of collect clay, which you're going to use to build your statues. You can collect pigments, which you use to paint your statues for area control at the end of the game. Or you can use them to get money, which is a very tight resource, or all kind of things like that. But another thing that it uses is these worker cards, and this is one of the things that I really, really enjoy about this. And I think a lot of games should do more of this. So these worker cards are going to give you permanent bonuses, such as getting discounts on the different set collection items, or kind of when you play your money cards, you get more money or discounts and stuff like this. But the cool thing about it is the early in the game you play them, obviously you're going to get the reward for a longer duration, but you get less points in return. So if I was to play like a worker card in like in one of the later rounds, you're going to get a lot more points out of them because you're not going to benefit or reap the rewards of the card for as long. And I think that's a very, very intuitive and kind of obvious thing that should be in more games. And I really like how they've integrated that. I just love the importance of the initiative on this because not only are you going to obviously get to take your action first and get to those places, these worker action spots are very, very tight because there's only 4 of them and they're placed in 2 piles of 2 or two kind of areas. And each of those areas, each with 2 spots in, can only have a limited amount of people on those 2 spots depending on the player count. And those are very, very tight. And you want to get in there quickly because not only because of the limitations to get in there, but because you have to pay every other player a coin if you want to share a space with them. And as I said, money is very, very tight in this game. I love the different routes to victory in this. It's fantastic. You've got the set collection where you're trying to collect like all these different weapons and props and stuff to put on your statues, but also for each set of there's only 2 sets. You've got the wooden ones and the bronze ones, and there's 3 of each, so it's really not too much going into it. But if you get all 3, you get like an additional 10 points, or 2 a little bit less, and so on. But you're also getting points per each statue of your color that you've painted on the kind of main board. For each matching one, you get an additional 3 points. So I really like that too. So a couple of different routes you can go down just on the kind of set collection aspect of them. The way you build statues is cool because you build them in a kind of a neutral color, and basically you place a statue on one of these boards. They're basically divided into 3 sections. The lower the section is, the cheaper to get into, but you get less points and stuff. But as I said, you paint them in a neutral color, and because you paint them in a neutral color, it means that other players can actually paint them their color for end game scoring, because each of those areas are going to score an area majority or area control kind of mechanism at the end of the game. I really like that because you can build things just to help other people, and it's it's very, very important that you kind of know what other people are capable of because they can just snatch up your statue straight away. But you've also got a kind of way of protecting them because you've got these markers that you can place on them to protect other people or protect yourself from other people painting your statues. But you only get 2 of them, so you have to use them very, very wisely. You're trying to place them in certain order, or trying to get them like orthogonal from each other, because you're going to get more and more points the more you line them up. Just a really, really, I love it. It's fantastic. Also, you've got this really cool track at the top of the board where you're going to kind of climb up it, and not only is that going to affect tiebreakers, which is another mechanism I really like. I love tracks that break tiebreakers. But this one, the higher you climb up the track, you're going to get more and more bonus tiles. And these bonuses are very, very useful, such as ignoring the kind of limits you can put on these worker placement spots, or not having to pay people, or swapping resources for other resources, or even like loads of variation of end game scoring, which you can tailor to your strategy. I really like that, but the fact is, if you don't use those powers as well, because they're like face-up tiles, you're going to get a point at the end of the game. So you're going to benefit the reward of not using them. Again, they've used that very, very well, and I think more games should do it. Yeah, very, very impressed. As I said, it's so streamlined. The decisions are very, very tight because all the cards are really good, and also the better ability cards have higher initiative. So you're going to have to kind of weigh up that decision if you're going to use that high initiative card to get in those areas first, but waste a very powerful ability by doing so. It's fantastic. Also, the fact that you're drawing these 4 cards off the top of your deck is cool, because it really does kind of numb down or kind of strip out all that analysis paralysis, because you've got to play with what you're dealt. Yeah, some people are going to feel a bit shafted by the luck of the draw, but you've got to work with what you've got, and it's not frustrating, or you don't feel kind of out of pocket by drawing a certain amount of cards. You just got to use them as you see fit. Very, very, very impressed with just the way the game works, just how quick it plays, because as I said, the turns go very, very quickly. Just playing, I think it's 12 rounds in total. Kind of, it just absolutely flies by. Brilliant. Decisions, absolutely fantastic. As I said, there's loads of different routes to victory, and they all seem very, very viable. We played this, it was a very, very tight game. Everyone went a completely different strategy, and it's just that very, very tight management of resources is very, very rewarding. As I said, all the strategies seem very balanced. The only thing that is, as I said, the card draws, which can sometimes make you feel a bit, a bit out of pocket. Yeah, very, very impressed with the actual Euro-style mechanisms themselves. The area control works fantastically. The way the cards works great. The worker placement is so streamlined, but brilliant, because all those spots are so vital. One of them is to build a statue. One of them is to paint a statue. One of them is to buy a weapon, and the other one is to climb up the track. That's as simple as it is. So really, really elegant design here. The game plays in a fantastic amount of time. I think it only takes just over an hour to play. And that was on like a first game too, so it's going to get quicker and quicker than that, and it just plays quick, it feels quick. There's not much downtime here at all, because everyone just does their actions so intuitively and quickly. Just no complaints at all about here how long the game takes, and it feels like a very crunchy game considering the amount of time it takes. So a really good time investment with this one. Replayability wise, really good, because you've got like different setups you can do, because you get these different sheets that affect the kind of main board area. You've got different endgame strategies that are going to go into the game each time by those tiles, and just as I said, different routes to follow. So I think you're going to get a good amount of plays out of this one before you get bored. Player interaction, very, very good. I love it. As I said, it's just the tightness of those worker placement spaces, the importance of that, of going first. It is vital that you go first, because you can completely get locked out of what you wanted to do, but it's all your own fault, because you should have played your faster card. I really like that. You can try push your luck and try go slower and hope to get the places that you want. But yeah, the interaction is great. The jostling over the majorities in the different areas, trying to line up your statues, protecting your statues, painting other people's statues, and stuff like that. Really, really good player interaction. Aesthetically, a bit of a mixed bag. I think all in all, it's very good. I love, because you get miniatures in this game, you get plastic miniatures that are really kind of striking. They're not like the most detailed or anything, but neither were the statues themselves. So the way that the game develops as the game plays is fantastic. Just watching those terracotta statues get painted in your colours, it just looks like the real thing. The graphic design is very smooth, or very, very clean and cut, and the symbology is absolutely fine. The artwork on the cards isn't the best. It's very, very basic. Yeah, nothing really kind of special artwork there at all, but it works fine. The component quality, again, is a very mixed bag. I like the miniatures. I like the board itself, but the kind of the variability sheets that go on the section A, B, and C on the map are paper thin. So really, really low quality sheets there. The cards are okay, not the best quality stock. The tiles are fine, but yeah, all in all, I got this game for a bargain, so I've got no complaints at all about the production value. But it's really kind of strange how they kind of chose to put miniatures in there. but at the same time use paper for a sheet. I don't really understand that, but no real complaints. It looks fine, and overall the quality is completely decent, so no real complaints there at all. For a Euro game, I think the theme's really good. As I said, just the visualness of the game just looks like the Terracotta Army, which is really cool. And I said I love the theme anyway. The theme is just fantastic. And yeah, I just really like it in general. The setup as well is no problem at all. Just overall, this is, as I said, a very kind of a game that's flown very much under the radar, and I don't see how. This game is so well designed. It's very tight. As I said, the way that all those different things are going on without feeling convoluted is excellent, truly excellent. I played this with an experienced gamer and a very kind of new to the hobby gamer, and they both equally loved. Well, they really enjoyed it. One liked it a lot more than the other, I think, but everyone was very much engaged, constantly fighting for those points. Very tight. It just is so enjoyable. It's so quick and rewarding as well. And as I said, it visually looks good, and I'm just very impressed with it. And I don't know how it's gone so undiscovered. This should be flying up there on the Board Game Geek charts, but it's just not getting played, I think. Very much undiscovered gem, in my opinion. Just an excellent game. This is an excellent game. Really my cup of tea with this one. I tend to really like area control Euro games anyway. And you're really rewarded for playing well in this one, using your cards as efficiently as possible, trying to sacrifice that turn order when you can, or really knowing when to use your high priority cards to get in there quicker. It's just excellent. Really, I've got no real complaints about it at all. I just really enjoyed the complete package of this game. Just really worth checking out, and I think you'll be able to get this for a good price as well, because people aren't playing it. So yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this quicker kind of review on Xi'an, the Terracotta Army, a rock solid Euro game. If you like Euros, this is one to check out. Middle to kind of light to middleweight Euro. Yeah, I'd say about that. But yeah, definitely one to check out. So I hope you've enjoyed this review. Please hit like and subscribe to my channel if you want to, and check out my other videos too. For everyone else, I'll see you next time on Chairman of the Board. Bye.